We'll hold for a few minutes for players, and then we got this done a little already, so we're a little ahead of schedule.
Okay, great.
Excuse me, Coach.
No, appreciate all you guys staying. Obviously disappointed in the outcome of the game, but very pleased with how our team came in and competed. We always talk about compete, don't compare, and don't watch the scoreboard. And I think our guys did a great job of that. Made some improvements from week 1 to 2. Still made too many mistakes to beat a really good football team. And make no mistake about it, friendships aside, this is a good football team that we played today. And so really got a lot to build on. We're 0-2, but we start our FCS slate, and looking forward to that. And I'll open it up with any questions.
Punt right before the half. You were telling your punter, don't snap it, and he snapped it early, and
Yeah, that's my fault. We got to do a better job of coaching and communicating. I wanted to waste the time there. I wanted to run it down. They had no timeouts left. I was going to run it down to 1, call a timeout. Still was supposed to punt it out of bounds. And it's funny. You go to practice and they punt them out of bounds all day. And you come out here and they kick it right down the damn middle. And I shouldn't say that. My mom will be mad. But, so we kicked it straight to Barry on, and he made sure he told me about it after the game. But that's on us. We got to do a better job communicating, because that can't happen. That's, if we could go in 7-0 right there, we've got a little momentum. We gave them the momentum going 7-7, and so that's where we ended up. And they came out, and we came out and got 3. They came out and got 7. You can't trade like that against a really good football team.
Stoops had some high praise for Parker. I mean, it seemed like he just managed the offense. The game went his speed. What did you see of that?
I think Parker showed he belongs. I mean, I think a lot of people question that. I think last week proved it. I think this week solidified it. I know there's a lot of people come in and ask those questions. Is he an NFL starter? I don't know. I've never coached in the NFL. I've coached against guys that have started in the NFL. Some of them he's probably not as good as, but a lot of them he very much is. And he's so calm and cool and collective and played so much football, and he understands our offense. Him and Andy Richmond, they've got a relationship and an understanding. Andy's our offensive coordinator, and I really just proud of him and his toughness. As you can see, some of the plays he makes out there are just like somebody playing in the backyard, and sometimes you got to do that, and you got to be able to do those things. So I was proud of Parker and his play today.
Let's talk about the jump you guys made between last week and this week, and how pleased you are with the improvement or lack of improvement.
No, I'm pleased with our improvement. I think if everybody looks at the score, obviously we improved. There's still going to be mistakes made. Mistakes are made in football, and that's going to happen. These young men, NFL guys make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. What you want to do is limit them and make sure you don't make the explosive mistakes. And that's where we got better. They tested us, and they got guys that can test you probably better than the ones we played last week. But we were there. We got deeper than the deepest. We did some things, and we're able to punch the ball out at times. And so I was really proud of the improvement. We have to turn around and make that same improvement this week. I buy into the week 1 to week 2 because you hadn't been playing anybody. But you've got to make improvements every week. I mean, that's your job as a player. That's our job as a coach. We can't go out there and run the same game plan against Western Carolina and think, okay, well, we play Kentucky tight. They're going to go out, they're going to roll over for it. That's not going to happen. And so, there's too much film out there. So we have to make sure that we continue to improve. But I was pleased with our players and coaches.
Do you get a sense that the kids know the importance of what Roy Kidd meant to the program beyond the stickers?
Yeah, I think now they do. I think, when we had them over, Coach, we had a Warren Cleat Day, and that's our alumni association for our football team. Former players, trainers, managers, anybody that was involved in the program. And we had during camp, during the scrimmage, we had a luncheon for them to come back. And Coach showed up. And Coach Eisen was there also, who was his longtime defensive coordinator. And it was a great day. And at the end, we sang Cabin on the Hill, which is our victory song. And I had a bunch of them asking me, which one's Coach Kidd, which one, and I got the opportunity to share with them who Coach was. We're right there by a statue, so they know he's successful. They figured that out. And just how much he meant to EKU, to Madison County, to Richmond, to me, to my family. and to the state of Kentucky football. Like, I love this game. And Coach loves this game. And what he did for Kentucky high school football, what he did for Western Kentucky when he went down there and talked to the Board of Regents in '92 when they were going to drop the program, all the things, he hates Western. I mean, he'll tell you that to this day. But all the things that man's done for this state is incredible. And I appreciate Kentucky wearing the sticker just like we did. I don't know if Kentucky players will know, but I know our players will always know. And, that's our job not to let anybody forget.
How emotional was the post-game handshake and hugs? And that took a while for the typical handshake and hug.
Yeah, Mark's gracious, very complimentary, as I was. We're good friends, and he was just outside. I just told him I'd see him in the basement here in a couple of hours. I got to drive back, but no, I'm not going to his basement. But I don't want to hear him, get on my butt a little bit. But he's just a really, really good, genuine, good person. And, what you see is what you get with Mark. His comments I'll always remember, and I hope he'll remember the comments I made to him. And, I wish them all the luck in the world. I hope they, win the rest of them. And do the things that he wants to do here.
Well, I know moral victory isn't really a phrase that you do use in football by any means, but I think if you look at maybe natural instinct of players coming in here and pushing this into the break, so to speak, how do you sort of just keep that level now that you go into that FCS slate?
Well, what I tell them is there's a standard we have to play with every week. Every week we want to get into the fourth quarter. We did. We didn't last week. We weren't in the first quarter last week. But this week we got into the fourth quarter. And if you give yourself a chance in the fourth quarter, that's all you can ask in this game. And then you have to go out and you have to continue to do the right things to make plays to win the game. And you won't be nervous. You'll be trained to win the game. You have to play to that high standard, not because you're in front of 60, 70, whatever it is, 1,000 people, not because it's Kentucky and you're trying to do this or that. It's because that's the standard. And so that's what I'm proud of them for. I told them we'll never accept losing, ever. And when we do, then it's time for me to go.
How do you use a game like this to build the program?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that, TV, you guys, the coverage we got this week. I mean, they've talked about EKU more than they ever have, right? And you guys, all you guys here, and I appreciate that. And we understand that. And so that helps you recruit. When you recruit good players, you got a chance to have a good football team. And we got to continue to do that. But, it gives our kids a sense of pride in the program they're playing for. And they start understanding, hey, maybe we can be one of those teams that everybody talks about in Richmond that were so good for Roy Kidd and his bunch. And hopefully we can do that.
I think Parker's spoken before about how these first 2 weeks are going to move a bit faster than the usual tempo of teams y'all play, but what's the most translatable from week 1 and week 2 throughout the rest of y'all season?
Well, I think again it comes back to playing hard. I think the score never indicates it in the first game, right? But I think we did play hard and we played physical. I think Parker made some good decisions. Parker made plays. We see Parker make all those plays before. He didn't do nothing extraordinary to us. But we've got to continue to play hard, strain, and out-hit people. I mean, this is a physical, violent game, and we have to be that type of team.
Last question.
Well, I know it's an emotional time. Just what does this next week kind of look like for you, Coach?
Well, we're gonna approach every day to get ready for Western Carolina. With everything that the Kidd family's going through, our thoughts and prayers are with them. The university, everybody is well prepared. We want to respect the family, even though he's such a iconic figure. I mean, I think respect is the biggest word that I can think of, because I'm losing a guy that mentored me from the time I was a young coach. Other people are potentially losing things as we go, and it's going to happen to everybody. I mean, trust me, I understand that. But Miss Sue's losing a long-time husband. Keith, Kathy, and Mark are losing a father. I hope we respect that, and we go to business like Coach would want us to do, and work our tails off to get a W, and represent that the right way.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Thank y'all for showing up.